question we get asked all the time is, what does it take to become a Division I hockey player? And the truth is, there isn't one yes or no answer. There isn't one camp you can attend, one coach you need to impress, or one thing that automatically gets you there. In my opinion, it's a combination of a lot of different things that over time give you the best chance to play Division I hockey. So today, I'm going to break down what I think those things are. So first, let's talk about Division I hockey itself. If your goal is to play the highest level of college hockey, and NCAA Division I is it. The numbers back that up. In the 2026 PWHL draft, 59 of the 72 players selected came from NCAA Division I programs. That's 82% of the entire draft. Why do many players come from Division I? First, the pace. Everything happens faster. You have less time with the puck, less space to make decisions, and every mistake gets exposed. Then there's the skill level. Every weekend, you're competing against some of the best players in the world. Players are faster, stronger, more skilled, and the execution has to become almost automatic. Hockey IQ is another huge piece that a lot of girls miss out on. It's not just about making the highlight reel plays, it's about making the right decisions over and over again, reading the game, supporting your teammates, and understanding the little details. This can come from many ways, and a lot of girls, like I said, miss on this. Whether you take time to watch an NHL game, a PWHL game, watch one of the old Olympic games, watching hockey is one of the best ways to grow that hockey IQ. Skating is also at an elite level. Whether it's your speed, your edge work, transitions, or ability to win races, skating is one of the biggest separators in Division I hockey. But more than anything, it's consistency. Coaches aren't looking for one incredible shift or one viral highlight. They're looking for players that they can trust every single shift, every single game. Mistakes happen, but are you consistent enough to where that mistake looks so little? Can you compete 200 feet? Can you make smart decisions? Can you play your role even when you're not scoring? That's what separates Division I players. The next thing that I think is really important is playing against the best competition you possibly can. That usually means playing Tier 1 AAA hockey, competing in national tournaments, and playing in showcases or those top tournaments where you are consistently facing elite players. And here's why that's important. Better competition makes you improve faster. It exposes weaknesses in your game that you might not even realize you have. When every shift is hard, you have to adapt. You have to become quicker, stronger, and smarter. If you're the best player every time you step on the ice, you're probably not putting yourself in the best environment to develop. Playing with and against great players pushes your game to another level. This next point might be the biggest point of the entire video. I've never met a Division I player who only went to team practices and put in the bare minimum that the team required. Every Division I player I know was doing something outside of practice. Power skating, shooting pucks, stick handling, working with a personal trainer, working on small area skills, strength training, speed training, mobility, recovery. Obviously, when you make it to that Division I level, that is what they're going to put you through, but you should be doing that all the way up until you make it to Division I. You should be doing that in your summers, in your off season. If you only practice 3 days a week, those other days you should be doing this. Whatever those things were that I listed, those girls I know were always finding ways to improve. Team practice is designed to make the team better, but the work you do outside of practice is what makes you better. Like I said, putting in the bare minimum will not get you anywhere. Now let's talk about recruiting. This is something I think a lot of families get overwhelmed by. Exposure absolutely matters. Showcase tournaments, prospect camps, district camps, regional camps, USA hockey events, emailing coaches, visiting schools, all of those things can play a role. Don't spend your money on every camp just because it's advertised. Go where the schools you're actually interested in are recruiting. If your dream school isn't going to be there, ask yourself if that's really the best place to spend your money. Recruiting isn't about being seen by everyone. It's about being seen by the right people. You've also probably heard a lot about schools like Shattuck, BKS Selects, Level Academy. Those programs have a lot of Division I commits every year, but it's not just because of the name. They practice a lot. They play elite competition. They go to good tournaments. They have great coaching, great resources. They have girls to look up to that have committed and gone to the next level. They're surrounded by players that have the similar goals. That environment helps players develop. But don't think that attending one of these schools automatically guarantees a Division I offer, because it doesn't. There are plenty of players that go there, don't play Division I. Some don't go on to play, or they play Division III, and that's okay. But just because you go to one of these known schools doesn't mean you automatically are going to go to Division I. You still need to be putting in that work. The schools doesn't earn you an offer, your development does. With girls hockey being different than the boys side, where boys, they go from high school to juniors to college, girls side, you don't have that. So you may hear of some girls taking a gap year, and that is totally okay. Some people think that means you're falling behind, you're not doing the right thing, but I don't see it that way. If taking a gap year gives you another year to develop physically, improve your game, gain confidence, ultimately find the right college fit, then that's completely okay. Maybe you just want a year where you aren't in school and you are fully doing hockey, training, doing whatever it is to get you ready for that next level. Everyone develops at a different pace, and it is totally okay if you want to take that gap year. I would rather see someone take an extra year and be ready than rush into a situation that isn't a best fit and then they later on transfer. You want to find that best spot right from the start. It doesn't happen for everyone. It's okay to transfer, it happens all the time, but you are working so hard for this goal, you want to find a spot that's the right fit for you. The last thing I'm going to touch on is character. I honestly think this is one of the most underrated parts of recruiting, because coaches aren't just recruiting hockey players, they're recruiting people, they're recruiting teammates, they're recruiting future leaders. They notice your grades, they notice if you're coachable, they notice your body language after a bad shift, they notice your body language if a coach is talking to you, they notice if you're early, if you thank the coaches, if you look people in the eye, if you're respectful, if you're someone your teammates enjoy being around. Because at the end of the day, coaches want players they'd actually want in their locker room every single day. Talent might get you noticed, character is often what earns trust. If Division I hockey is the path that you want to take, start acting like a D1 athlete long before someone offers you a roster spot. Because by the time that offer comes, the habits that earned it have already been built. And remember, everyone's journey looks different. And again, this is just my opinion based on my own experience and what I've seen throughout the game, but I hope that this gives you a better idea of what it really takes.